so there's probably a lot of comics who don't know, who may have just like heard my name and maybe haven't seen me
because you're famous
do stuff. Well, not that I'm not that I'm trying to make it sound like that, but
big shot over here.
I mean,
you guys should see him right now. The listeners.
I mean, I don't like to brag.
Did someone just bring you a tiara? What is this planned, Eric? What is happening right now?
What, you don't have a tiara guy? I totally have a tiara guy that's just on retainer.
Someone is feeding him grapes right
now. They're delicious. They're delicious.
What kind of leaf is that? Waving them down?
It's banana leaf.
It gets hot in here, man. Like, I got to take precautions because I need my leaf guy, I need my tiara guy, and my grape liaison. That's what I call them. They make $10 a day.
Damn.
Yeah,
where do I apply?
I have information on some of them, so like that's why I don't have to pay them too much.
Gotcha.
I don't want to pay them nothing because that would be
rude,
fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like
speaking of wage inequality,
yeah, let's not do that again. We spent a whole episode on that shit. Let's move on. But no, like the thing about like the roasting of the people is because like I'm one of like a handful of people who is good at it, and I kind of want to just like it's almost like sending out a challenge. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna say something about you. What do you got? You know what I mean? Because like I love it when somebody comes up with something clever to say about me because nobody ever does. Like I think Dustin Shalafo and probably Oleg Shevchuk have been the most, and Brett Battistane got a couple good shots in on a couple of roasts, but Dustin one time was like, hey, thank you, I loved you so much as the meatball on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And that's fantastic. It's fucking hilarious. And, nobody, to date, nobody has really, like, taken a shot back.
I think everyone's scared in our community. Not to roast you specifically, just to roast in general.
Scared of roasting in general. Well, see, that's another reason why I do it, is to be like, look, fucking, what do you got? Explore a different facet of your, of your comedy. I didn't think I was intimidating, though. I mean, that's
used to be.
I don't know if that's.
Don't let this go to your head, bud.
No, not at all. I mean, I'm sure. Are
you lifting weights now, Eric? What?
I am. What
is happening?
You don't walk around with 20s just to do it. I mean, I don't have time, so I have to sculpt my guns.
A black
at the
sticker
office.
fell off the 220s. You're telling us these are 20? These are 200-pound dumbbells.
I don't like to
Eric,
brag.
goddamn.
I don't like to brag. I'm a very humble person. Probably the most humble person I know.
Okay.
So I don't, I don't like to brag about myself too much.
Yeah, I think most people that are humble are the most humble people they know.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, like, yes, I'm ruggedly handsome and incredibly talented, but that doesn't mean you can't. And
you expect people to not be intimidated you for some reason. This is,
No, well,
the
certain
plot
people,
thickens.
Like, I don't like certain people. I'm like, yeah, you should be intimidated because you're terrible, so get better. But like, like you're a friend. Like I wouldn't have expected you to say that you were intimidated.
We're friends
by me, just because.
No,
but this isn't about me. This is about you
and
Ty, who is kind of doing this reluctantly.
Yeah,
just because I started asking her questions and didn't give her an option to not answer, but.
I'm really glad you did that too.
Well, she had the option to look at me and be like, "Fucking don't fucking talk to me," and I would have been fine with that.
Just cut.
Just
We said he said I didn't have to.
So comedy. What was the thing that you were like? This is what I have to do. Like this is my thing. This is what I love. I want to get into this. Like, what was the catalyst for that?
I don't know. I've always been kind of, I like to say, witty for the most part. I was always kind of the funny kid in high school. I took speech, like the speech class, and then I was the TA for the speech teacher for the following 2 years. So like public speaking's never been a huge problem.
Okay.
Dane Cook was probably my first intro to stand-up comedy, and I was like, people can do this? Okay. Just talk about themselves and make people laugh? Like, this is great. So that's kind of where it started, I think. And then I started watching stand-up comedy and stuff.
Don't tell too many people that Dane Cook was your inspiration.
I heard a lot of people...
Not that I have a problem with him.
He did say intro, not inspiration.
Yeah, not inspiration.
Right,
he was
fair.
my intro to stand-up comedy.
That's fair. I feel like he gets a lot of unnecessary hate.
Yeah, he
Dane
does.
Cook. Like he had a huge year where he made a couple of shitty movies, and then all of a sudden, everybody hates him, and I don't know why. Like I don't know what he did to piss people off.
I
I've
heard
always
he's
thought
got
he was funny.
I don't know if it's a special, but I know he like went on tour recently again.
Nice. Well, good for him. Yeah, I say that the Dane Cook hate is unfounded. But anyway, let's get back to you.
Yeah, so that's what started. That's what kickstarted it.
Okay, and then you just decided to hit an open mic and see if you had what it takes.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think it went well. My first open mic at Liquid is where the pool the stage is where the pool table is now.
Oh wow, yeah, that is a long time ago.
Yeah, so I was like, I had to wait in the stairwell.
Is
right
that when
there.
they were doing it just on like Sunday nights? Because there was a
I
point
don't
like before Liquid became like a comedy club, they were kind of like dabbling in open mic stuff.
It might have been a Sunday. I don't know. There was also is when the Bull's Head had a few open mics over there in Meridian. I went to a few of those as well.
Where
I think it's called the Varsity now or
Varsity,
something.
Yeah, the dueling pianos are at now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was someplace the Bull's Head that I found. Yeah, just word of mouth.
I don't think they still have the dueling pianos at the Varsity.
Really?
They did when it was the Bull's Head, but now that
No.
that's like a dance floor kind of area.
I worked at when it was the Varsity while they had their dueling pianos there.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
I haven't been
that
there
was
since,
like
but
7 years ago. So
I don't think they do anymore. I don't because I was there as recently as I don't go there as much anymore now that I don't work in that area. But I went on New Year's last year. I was over there and they didn't have pianos.
Huh.
They had like a couple pool tables and like a lounge type area with like comfy looking couches and then like the DJ stuff and like a dance floor. So there's no I don't think there's any pianos there anymore anyway. But anyway,
But yeah,
Bull's Head, a couple of Liquid mics.
Yeah, a couple Liquid mics. Crescent opened up and did that a time or two, but just wasn't like the environment that the Liquid was.
Right.
And then went to Liquid a few more times, but like I said, just got cut and was
discouraged.
like, I was like, okay, I'm not going to drive from Nampa to Boise for this once a week to maybe or maybe not make it on the list.
That's fair.
And I was like, still young, 2021 also when I came back a time or two. And it's real cliquey, you know, once you get in, it took us a while for people to finally be like, oh, okay, Brett and Ty are going to hang out. So yeah, when I was new, that was another reason I got discouraged too. I don't think I was being as welcomed as they are welcoming now.
Right.
And they're still not as welcoming as you would like to hope, but
Yeah, I mean, for me, the main thing is like, are you funny? You know, show me that you're funny and like you're cool. But like a lot of people come around and then like you see them once or twice and then you don't hear from them
which
anymore.
we've seen
so,
that
like,
too, being in the scene now a little bit longer.
So like you don't want to get invested in like being friends with somebody and then like it's just like, oh yeah, you seem funny, but then all of a sudden you're gone. So like,
right.
I think we kind of want to make sure that this is like something you want to do, like that you're gonna keep doing.
Yeah, it's like saying, do you really want to? Prove it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because otherwise, like, you're just another schmuck that showed up on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still some in the quote unquote scene that are schmucks who just show up on a Wednesday night that don't revise their material at all. Or
but
that's my hardest part.
Even some of those schmucks are still invested to some extent.
I'm a schmuck.
Like, at least to show up.
Yeah, but I think for some it's more like a let's hang out,
like a social hour.
Yeah, which is fine, but I feel like if you're not gonna at least attempt a new joke every couple weeks, or maybe like once a month, try something new.
Right.
Because there are some people who, I mean, Brett, you can attest to this, that tell the same 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Every single time, and then like they get upset when people don't laugh. Like, well, no, because we've heard this a million times, and there's like 2 non-comic people in the audience.
Right.
What do you think? You think we're going to pay attention if you're doing the same bullshit
over and over
stuff?
and over?
Like,
Ty gets to see that firsthand because she just comes to watch. Like, Ty doesn't go on stage, so she definitely gets to see people do the same.
Okay, so
stuff.
let's if we can turn focus to Ty for a second as a spectator, as an audience member, what would you say are some of the things that that you notice that maybe we don't because we're in it and doing the stuff as an observer? What do you think?
I definitely agree with you that some people just do the same thing over and over, and that gets really repetitive. really fast.
Yeah.
Just being an audience member. I don't know, maybe like a general note to most comics. I've found like a weird lack of eye contact for being like a public speaking type outlet.
Okay.
A lot of comics don't scan the room, you know, like
Right.
you're supposed to maybe quote unquote do.
Yeah.
Yeah, check your audience and stuff.
And sometimes it's a little weird.
It's fucking hard though.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh
you
my
can't
gosh.
see
yeah.
anything when
Well,
you're
depending
up
on
there.
depending on the mic, like we're going to Mad Swede here soon, and that it's lit. You know,
okay.
so
Yeah, it's
I don't know
nothing
anything
like
about
liquid. Liquid
Okay.
is abrasive.
Okay.
yeah, there I get what you're saying. You can't really look around, check your room. You sneak up there and do your jokes. But yeah, knowing your audience too, because I have a lot of weed heavy jokes, and I've went up and done jokes that wasn't a weed heavy crowd. They're just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I did a guest spot during the Olix Thanksgiving weekend, and was that the set that lady was like, "You're not funny."
Ooh.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was.
there was also the "you're a racist."
That was the
gal,
same
too.
lady. She told me I was a racist afterwards. Though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She
yeah.
didn't yell it to me while I was on stage.
Huh.
I think that's why Sophie booked me, because how I handled it, I kind of like wasn't really that rude. Complimented the husband. I was like, "You got a great lady with you," and kind of was being sarcastic. And then they were talking again to a waitress, and a guy from across the table or across the stage, another person was like, "Shut the fuck up." I'm all, hey, I got it. I appreciate you. And he's like, "Well, she's talking. I know. You know, we're all having fun. I mean, maybe we'll not talk so fucking much." I don't know how. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
But it fucking killed. People were loving it, and I wasn't like super rude to her, but I was definitely like, shut the fuck up.
Right. Yeah. Which you have to do
Yeah.
sometimes. Like, you have to just be like, I know, I'm the one with the microphone. Cut the shit.
Yeah, it was nice because I don't know, I've been getting a lot of compliments in the community. I pride myself on my crowd work a little bit. I feel like I'm, like I said earlier in the set, starting into comedy, I always found myself kind of witty.
Yeah.
So to find myself on the spots, I really loved improv. That's another reason when we got together that one time, I want to tag along to some improv stuff with you, crowd work.
Well, it's definitely important to be quick on your feet, especially in a situation where you might have a heckler or
Right.
whatever. Like, that definitely helps, because if you get that deer in the headlights look, it's over for you. No
Yeah.
matter how well you're doing, you'll lose them immediately. So Ty, you said something about liquid being abrasive.
Oh,
Can
yep.
we get back to that and kind of expand on that a little bit? What did you mean exactly by?
Did I offend you?
No. I just, as I work there, so I would like to know if we're doing something that we can improve upon. If it's like an attitude you're getting like from, like, I don't know, like if you could just,
Yeah.
I want to improve.
I'm
know,
glad
like
you
we wanna-
asked, because I didn't mean that at all with the people. Like, I love the people at Liquid.
Nice.
And I love being an audience member at Liquid. I feel like
Okay.
it's one of my favorite places to watch comedy.
Awesome.
Being a comedian at Liquid, the lights are abrasive.
That's where I
Is
thought
what
you
I
meant.
was-
Okay.
I was like, I don't
Yeah.
think she said the liquid was abrasive. I think she meant the sense of doing comedy there.
Okay.
It's just
a
very
little too
bright, and it's almost like
And
an
you can't-
out-of-body astro projection type
Dude.
feeling.
For
Okay.
real.
All right. So it's a lighting thing. It's not like the staff or anybody
Yeah,
that's
no,
like,
Liquid's
okay.
wonderful. I've always
Nice.
loved it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. We love having you come around anytime.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Well, maybe we'll look into kind of
Honestly,
toning down those lights a little
honestly,
bit. But
I
I mean,
I think that what our
does get
concern
hot up
is that the audience is enjoying the time there, and it, as much as it sucks as a comedian on the stage, like, you get used to it. You know?
Oh, the
Yeah.
lights you definitely get used to.
yeah, the more you
just-
do
yeah.
it, sure.
Just get, I fucking hated it. Like the couple times that I went up, like the first few times, I literally wore sunglasses on the stage because I was like, I can't fucking handle this. Like, how do you think with these fucking bright ass lights pointing straight at your eyeballs?
Well, that's where Ty saying make eye contact with the audience
Right.
comes in handy. Then you're not looking at the lights; you're kind of looking out into the darkness,
Yeah.
and so it kind of takes away a little bit of the sting, I guess, from the.
Yeah. Takes away the sting, but also once your experience comes as well, you're looking for people to react.
Connect with.
Yeah, and react out there. So Liquid's intense. but it's nice. And once you get it too, you can start seeing past the light.